This is Devin Ramatar from the Sangeet store, and in today's video, we are going to be comparing many different types of Dholaks, all the way from student quality entry-level Dholaks to very high-end premium luxury Dholaks. To start off, we have a very basic Mehendi style Dholak. This is operated by one set of ropes, so basically both sides, the tension, are controlled by these ropes and the rings. Although this is a very basic Dholak, one of the cheapest options you can find anywhere, you can take a listen to the type of sound it produces once tuned. Right, so this is a cheaper mango wood Dholak. It's very light in weight compared to most of the Dholaks here. The size of it is also small. However, this is perfect for someone that's getting into Dholak for a hobby, has never really tried anything, or whether it's a young student or someone testing the waters with Dholaks. This is a very good investment because it's cheap, as I mentioned, but once tuned properly, it's also capable of playing just about anything. Now, the next step up to that would be a student quality bolted Dholak. Now, in other videos, you may have heard us talk about it, but the main difference between strings and bolted is that the tension used to tune and keep the Dholak in shape is controlled by ropes here, whereas on a bolted Dholak, it's controlled by bolts. So in a nutshell, bolts are more user-friendly and lower maintenance because all you really have to do to keep it in tune is turn the bolts and make sure that the sound is symmetrical. On a rope Dholak, eventually the ropes you'll have to pull, and then it'll come to a point where the entire mechanism needs to be reset. So that being said, this is what a bolted student quality Dholak looks like. Right, so you can see once tuned, it also has a very powerful sound. So these are two student quality Dholaks, very entry level. However, they are more than capable of playing any style of Dholak. The next step up now would be a professional Dholak. So while these are still mango wood, they're a different type of mango wood. They're heavier, more durable, and larger in size compared to the student quality Dholaks. Right now, a professional Dholak will have a different type of skin, which allows for a more refined, almost like more precise tonality. So a professional Dholak, this particular type, sounds like this. So a professional Dholak would be good for anyone who's more compatible with this size, because as you can see, the student quality Dholaks are definitely smaller in nature, while they can be played by anyone. If you are a taller person or you just prefer longer Dholaks, these Dholaks generally start at around 19 inches in length, 19 to 22 inches, the majority of them. So it's definitely a step up in terms of make, durability, and sound, tonality. As we go up the ladder, you're going to sort of notice that trend just accelerate as we go into the higher end Dholaks. So this is one example of a professional Dholak. We have many different types here. At the Sangeet store alone, we have over 400 Dholaks in stock. This is a main type of Dholak. They come in many different colors, etc. But again, functionality and tonality wise, it's one step above the student quality before we enter the concert quality and premium series. The next type of Dholak is also professional, but it has these metal bands. It's a different style. So instead of the ropes on here are just aesthetic on the previous one, it's actually controlled by bolts. So sometimes you'll see bolts and ropes. As long as there's bolts on both ends, it means that bolts are what's used to tune it, not the ropes. So another professional here to demo. So beautiful sound in these professional Dholaks. The next step up now is when we get to a different type of wood called shisham. So shisham is generally a step up from mango wood. It's preferred, it has more weight to it. The ability to get a better sound in Dholak is higher, the capability is higher on a shisham dolak as opposed to a mango wood dolak. Now, as you can hear, mango wood dolaks are capable of sounding very, very great. Shisham dolaks, though, tend to be a cut above those. So this is a concert quality dolak. Whether it's in carved or plain or anything is a personal preference. When we get into the higher levels is when shisham wood is introduced. So this is an example of a concert quality shisham wood dolak. So many different types, but as you can see, and as you can hear, hopefully, the tonality is just more refined. It's more of a Bollywood style dolak. You can picture any mainstream Bollywood sound with this dolak, any Bollywood song. Right, so at this point, these are very crucial dolaks when you're either learning dolak, looking to upgrade, or just want one for long-term functionality. The concert qualities and the professionals are absolutely great for all purposes. Student quality, if it's your first dolak, as I mentioned, can still get you by for a long time. Now, after the concert quality is when we get into many of the exciting dolaks. These are premium. All of them have different characteristics. For example, this is a black puri velvet dolak. This is a black puri sherwani dolak. Now, at this point, we're really just comparing aesthetics, the aesthetic finishes. But like all things premium, they're nicer than their counterparts. So to listen to one of the velvets. So again, we have that refined Bollywood tonality with a very nice depth and resonating bass, which is important for any dolak, but definitely expected once we get to the premium level. Now, a difference between these two dolaks is primarily aesthetics. They all sound great. So if you're a person that likes and prioritizes the aesthetics of anything you invest in, there's a whole line of these velvets, sherwani dolaks, a bunch of fabulous designs that are readily available. Another type of dolak that, although it looks the same as the velvet, there's something unique about this one. It has double bolts, or instead of 18 bolts in total, 36. So a double bolted dolak basically allows for more in-depth tune-in, because rather than having this much space apart from the tunables, the bolts, you have half of that. It also looks unique, as you can see, but a double bolted dolak, a premium one, would sound like this. So this is a double bolted. They come in many different options. You can get double bolted concert qualities, double bolted premiums, etc. But to represent, we have this one here, a double bolted velvet. Now, before I get to this one, this is a very special one. We're going to go through some of the, the last remaining velvet from this section. So what makes this unique, aside from the aesthetic and the appearance, is the thin rimmed. The difference between a thick rim and a thin rim, most of the concert qualities and premiums have this thick gajra, or thick rim, as we call it. Now, these type of dolaks, the thin rimmed ones, feel different and also sound a little bit more crisp. Different types of players would prefer the thin rimmed. Anyone can play it, really, but if you prefer to have a feel more similar to tabla or dholki, then thin rimmed is definitely the way to go. So that's a thin rimmed velvet for you. Before we get to the special one I was talking about, there are two dholaks here that are known as West Indian dholaks. Now, West Indian dholaks are known for, first of all, the tone that they produce. They're a much more raw, open sound, which is used very frequently in West Indian style playing, which is a little bit different than Bollywood. Some examples. Another characteristic, not all West Indian dholaks are bolted, but a good majority of them are stringed. So the string on both sides allows for, as you can see in West Indian playing, it's a lot more vibrant and very powerful. Our hands make a lot of contact with the rims in this style of playing. So what these string dholaks allow for is a very comfortable ease of playing without the risk of hurting your hands once you're playing these open bowls, powerful bowls like Rela, for example, which would sound like this. Right, so string dholaks would come in very handy for this type of playing. It's a very big shell. This is usually used for ground singing, chutney, traditional. So these are two West Indian dholaks, just in case you weren't aware of them. That's primarily the type of style of dholak playing they're used for. It's not limited to that, but that's what it's used for primarily. Now, to end off this video, we have a black shisham dholak. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we went through two different types of wood, mango wood and red shisham. Now, black shisham is a cut above both of those. So black shisham dholak is pretty prestigious. It's not as easily accessible as mango wood and red shisham. So black shisham dholak, an authentic black shisham dholak, provides even more durability and more capability for a very refined concert quality sound. This is a black shisham dholak with black puris, black skins. As you can hear, this type of sound, like many of the other premiums, pretty much the epitome of what you're looking for in a very premium dholak. As fancy as these dholaks can get, obviously sound is the main priority. And as you can hear on all of these so far, that the sounds on the premiums are very distinct and have a very bold richness to it. So this is an example of a black shisham dholak. Very comfortable, very ergonomically designed. Everything about all of the premium dholaks are great. The black shishams are definitely have a more prestigious feel to it. An authentic black shisham dholak is definitely one that you'd want to sort of end off your collection of many dholaks. A black shisham dholak usually takes longer to source, is a little harder to source, but like I said, an authentic one is well worth the wait. So hopefully in this video, you were able to see And here the difference between a student quality model, professional, different types of premiums, West Indian Dholaks, if you haven't heard of those before, and finally Black Shisham Premium Dholaks. It's our hope that this video can help to educate, at least through sound and visuals, you in deciding what type of Dholak would be best for you.